Hey, what's up guys, Matt Shiny here, coming back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about everything you need to know for the Paris Major once that actually releases. We're about a month away and less than a month away from getting those stickers, so we're going to be breaking down everything you need to know. Now if you're at least somewhat interested in the scene, you probably know that this is going to be the last CSGO Major ever, which brings a whole lot of problems when we talk about investing. We look back at past majors and how there was a potential overinvestment problem there. Well, now Valve is going full out, talking about how this is the last one, and we're not even going to be seeing a major for a long time after that, considering this will be the only major happening in 2023. And we'll talk a little bit more after a word from our sponsor, Market CSGO. The sponsor for today's video is MarketCSGO.com. They're a peer-to-peer CSGO marketplace. They've currently got over 100,000 daily trades, and they've got a brand new slick design to help you find those skins. They've got a couple very useful features, and it's super easy to list your skins. All you have to do is go ahead, get their market app client, which is going to prevent you from getting scammed, and then you can go ahead and list your skins very easily. And if you're looking to buy skins on the site, they've got tons of different deposit options, and if you want to take out that money you just got by selling your skins, they've also got a ton of different withdrawal options you can use. And running right now on the website, they've got an exclusive 30 knife giveaway. All you have to do to join is click that top link in the description. Get started today. Now, talking about the major itself, it's obviously going to be one that's very interesting. If we look at the date, it's got about a month till it starts, and even less than that till the stickers come out. The one thing I do want to focus in on is that CS2 major, which is going to be the next major after this, considering Paris is the only major in 2023, which we'll hit on a little bit later, is going to be coming in March of 2024, which is important considering that's only a 10-month gap instead of the quote-unquote expected 12-month gap. Now, talking about the teams competed, we really don't have too much information, considering April 6th, roughly a couple days from now, is when we're mainly going to be seeing a lot of this information come to light. This is something that could potentially impact your investments, as obviously there is a significant amount of teams here and not every single one is going to make it. If you didn't know, April 6th is that date when the RMRs start, and therefore we're going to be seeing what teams make it, what teams don't, and what teams potentially do see an increase or a decrease in their sticker price because they made it or didn't make it into the Paris Major. I'm not crazy into sticker investing, but this could potentially be a way for you to make some profit if you know what you're doing in this area and you find a specific team or specific teams. It's something you should be looking at if you're very interested into stickers, because there could be a potential margin for you there. Now, talking about the release date of everything Paris, if we want to look at the past calendar, we can see that roughly 7 days before the major was supposed to start, we could see the items being released. And obviously if we head on over to Paris, we can see here that May 8th is the date that the actual major begins. Considering this is Valve, we don't know specifically, but I would probably predict we're looking at the end of April to maybe the 1st or 2nd day of May. I can't really see it being any later than May 2nd, considering that's a Tuesday, and the fact is they want to make as much money off of this as possible. These are going to be in the store for a long time, most likely. Now, talking about the actual major itself and looking into that shop, what is actually going to be there? Well, there's a couple obvious things. That's going to be the 7 capsule format returning. If you didn't know, Valve has obviously introduced their 7 capsule format, 3 of which are autographs, 3 of which are just normal sticker capsules, and then you have the actual Champions autograph, which is a little bit different than the other 3 autographs. In this scenario, I think this is most likely to return because Valve has seen some pretty increased profits compared to the past ways, which we saw back in like Katowice 2019, where you would actually buy the paper stickers. A little bit different there, but it's not something I expect to be returning because they're probably seeing much more profitability in this specific area. But that's the obvious. I think everyone expected that to come back. The other couple things we do want to mention are a little bit unsure. The first of which is going to be those storage units. If you don't remember, Rio was the first ever CSGO major to introduce the storage unit, something that's a little bit interesting, a little bit stupid in my opinion, and a lot of money. If we want to talk about that glitter storage unit costing $65 for all of the glitter stickers, now that is a decent amount of stickers, but that's a lot of money. If we want to talk about the paper ones, still $17. This is something I do expect to return, however, because it is just such an easy way for Valve to make money. If they can get a ton of people to buy these because the storage units do keep their exterior look, it could be a really easy money maker. The last thing I expect to be returning to the shop, or I pretty much know at this point, is going to be those souvenir packages. Now, there's one big thing I want to point out before we get too close to that major. Do not spend your souvenir packages on these actual games until the major is finished, except with one caveat we'll talk about in a quick second. Basically, this is for 1 main reason, and that's when we look at the past major of Rio, we can see that the Dust 2 map was taken out of the active duty about a week after the major finished. Therefore, if you want to go ahead and capitalize and most likely pick that map that could be removed, you're going to need to wait probably a week afterwards to see if and when Valve pulls a map from their active duty. And that one small caveat we talked about is that brand new Anubis collection that's going to be coming with this major. I think that's quite obvious. Everyone knows that Anubis is probably going to be the new collection coming this major. So it's something that's interesting, and it's the small caveat I mentioned. Now, talking about a market reaction, what's going to happen when these major items hit the shop? Well, there's basically two main options I think everyone is mostly feeling. First one is if these stickers look really bad. We're talking worse than Rio bad somehow. I think it's quite simplified in this example that most likely all the other stickers, or generally speaking, talking about that Stockholm, Antwerp, even potentially Rio stickers, are going to go up because they're going to be more desirable. This is not something that's too crazy of a concept, and I think it's something that a lot of people can easily visualize. Now, this is obviously very oversimplified, and it's something that's not guaranteed, but that's just most likely my prediction, and I think it's a pretty safe one. However, if we see some better looking capsules, this is where it gets very interesting because we don't have a ton of data to go off what's going to happen. The only small amount of data we can really look at in the past is what happened with Antwerp and Stockholm, and even then, that's a little bit of a fishy situation. In this situation, we're going to be looking at two different Stockholm capsules, looking at about a month-ish before the actual Antwerp capsules were released to just right before the Rio capsules were released. But basically, you can see here with the Stockholm Legends capsule that the capsule suffered pretty significantly because of Antwerp and the fact that we didn't know if that was going to be the only format moving forward. Whereas we look at the Stockholm Challengers capsule, you can see it's a little bit more of a mixed bag there. Obviously, the capsules did not still do as well, but this is not necessarily the best data because we were also working off the precedent at the time that if 2 in a row happened with that no background, is that something that Valve was going to be continuing moving forward. And that's basically what I mean when I say we don't necessarily know what's going to happen. It's a little bit of a mixed bag all over the place. But we get to the end here of what specifically should you be doing in this situation. Well, if you have my opinion, I think you should definitely have some funds ready, even though you might not specifically be investing into Paris, and that's a decision we cannot make yet because there's so many factors we don't really know about. And that's something I want to make extremely clear in this video. This video is just to get you thinking about Paris. What specifically might you want to go into? We're going to have more than enough time to fully analyze each investment. If we want to look at past majors, obviously there's been tons of time to invest in when we're looking at how long the sale is. It's not something that's just going to creep up on you and immediately end. And as we've seen with the past couple majors, Valve is probably going to give a couple day warning anyways. It's not something that's going to immediately end. Whole point of this video is to get you thinking about what specifically you might want to look at when the time actually arises. But that's pretty much all I got. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.